Coming up, we're going to be talking about the best order at the Bodega you can get. A ham and cheese on a roll with an orange drink, if you know, you know, and a bag of chips. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Sacred Rewatch. My name is Ethan Bronson, and this is where we are rewatching every project in the MCU in chronological order leading up to Avengers Doomsday. I'm sorry, I did not know we were being joined by Daredevil today. We are watching literally everything, so you don't have to, including this episode. You thought today we're going to be talking about Charlie Cox's Daredevil. Boy, are you wrong. We are going to be watching Daredevil with Jennifer Affleck. That is not her name. J-Lo. Ex-husband. Ben Affleck. Daredevil. I think 2003? Brody, is that what you said? 2003 yes. Daredevil?
I believe so.
Please make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell and give a 5-star review on whatever podcast platform you are listening to. Today, I'm back with the boys, the Timekeepers, the Fantastic Three, and my lovely, lovely friends. Wyatt.
You know, if I had a nickel for every time Ben Affleck played a superhero with a very strict no-kill rule and he just started killing people, I'd have 2 nickels, which is a surprising amount of nickels for that scenario. So,
and that's a perfect transition to the Disney Channel Extended Universe, which will be coming up after Doomsday, but before Secret Wars. And I'm joined by Chef Gordon Ramsay.
That's right. Well, I thought this movie was really good, to be honest with you. And I'm excited to talk about it today.
Are you purposely not looking at the camera, or do you think you're looking at the camera?
He's blind. God, dude, that's messed up.
Well, pleasure to be joined by Gordon Ramsay. We're going to be talking about Daredevil 2003 in this episode. We're going to be talking about Elektra in the next episode and in the next episode of our Patreon show. After we watch Velocipaster, we are going to be watching is it called Hell's Kitchen? Is that the name of the show?
I think so.
It is, yeah.
Well, we'll be watching it after Velocipaster. All right, guys. We've watched...
It's only got 24 seasons.
Yeah, we'll be able to do it. So we've watched 2003's rendition of Daredevil with Ben Affleck. We've got some Colin Farrell in it. Who else do we have? Happy Hogan.
We got
Jennifer Gardner.
Who's the guy from the Adam Sandler money where he gets like the Adam Sandler movie where he gets like tons of money and they're in the airplane and they're singing David Bowie. There's that dude. He plays Jennifer Garner's like dad in the movie.
We got the guy from the Green Mile. He plays Kingpin. I don't remember his name, but he's in the Green Mile.
There you go.
The guy that plays Kingpin, he's like an iconic actor that nobody seems to know the name of.
He's one of those guys. You're like, oh, he's that guy.
Really
Just
big,
what he does,
but
man.
you know, like behind the scenes, he's probably really, really nice.
Right.
So, you guys have any like thoughts you wanted to give before the movie? Like before you turned on the movie, you're thinking, is this going to be hot garbage or is this going to be okay?
All I could think
Frickin'
was,
peak.
wake me up. Wake me up inside.
Wake me up!
Can't wake up.
Can't wake up.
That scene was
That
so
caught me
sick,
so
man.
off guard. I was so,
Dude.
like, I got actual goosebumps when it came on.
Hey.
I was ready to be
We'll do it.
Daredevil after it. I'll tell you what, Charlie Cox has never made me feel that way before.
Let me throw some acid in your eyes. Blind you real fast.
Dude, let me tell you what. This has been a very Jon Favreau week for me. Okay? In between watching Mandalorian and Grogu interviews, and then watching all the Darth Maul Clone Wars stuff for this new Maul show, which has Jon Favreau throughout it, who does amazing voice acting in that arc. But it's just been a very Jon Favreau week for me.
Who does he
He's
voice
good in this
act?
movie, too. He voices Pre Vizsla in the Clone Wars.
Oh, okay. I don't know that.
And Brody just interviewed Jon Favreau. How did that go, Brody?
Honestly, it went really good. We talked all about how The Mandalorian and Grogu is going to do okay at the box office, hopefully.
See, this is why I love...
Have you guys ever seen I Love You, Man? Jon
Just goes
Favreau's
along.
in that movie, and he's hilarious.
Right. Which movie?
I Love You, Man, with Jason Segel and Paul Rudd.
Oh, yeah.
Muppet Man?
That's a good one. Hey,
I Love You, Man. Well,
No.
am I a Muppet?
And then he's like, let's throw in a
Yo
3000. We got a new
Muppet.
Iron Man line. No, he's funny in this movie, dude. Can't make a basket to save his life, dude.
So, let's get into it. Let's do the score reveal. Brody, I want you...
Wyatt's going first. Not that I care.
I've been there before, Brody.
Not that I care. I just want to make sure this is right before
okay.
it's
I
cemented.
gave this movie a 13, which I wish was a little higher because I thoroughly enjoyed this movie, but it just felt like the scores didn't really match how I felt because I couldn't give it a 5 in a certain category just for the heck of it. But I thoroughly enjoyed watching the movie. I would give it a 5 in the for had fun category.
Well, that's where we're going to get to
That's a good category right there.
our extra scoring that Wyatt's going to be giving us today. I already gave him a little bit of a rundown on what that is. Brody, you may not know what this is. We'll get to you here in a moment, Wyatt. I gave this a 10.5.
Okay.
And if you're joining the Sacred Rewatch for the first time, you're like, 10.5 out of 25. That's not very good. It's pretty good in my book. It was a
It's actually
pleasant
the greatest movie Ethan's ever
There's
seen.
been some low scores. Yeah, there's been some
This
low
was
ones. That's for sure.
This was a pleasant watch. And you know how I can justify it being a fun movie? It didn't feel like 2 hours. I go, man, this...
Because it
It's
wasn't
already
2
over?
hours.
Once an
Well,
hour
It was like what?
46.
It was an hour 46?
an hour 46. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Maybe that's wrong then.
I thought it was
Maybe I-
shorter than that.
Brody, what about
Maybe
you?
I'm
What
thinking of
you
Electra.
fantastic movie.
Look, I'm feeling generous on the podcast lately. We got a 19 out of 25 here.
Brody. The inflation on Brody's scores is crazy.
Hey,
You just
someone's got to do it, man.
Is any project we have coming up gonna bring you down? Like, is anything gonna get you below 10?
Buddy. I just did a recent video talking about Thor, and the amount of times I say the movie that shall not be named, or that movie that we're not going to talk about.
Infinity Cones.
I referenced that in the video as well. I did that for you. I was like, Ethan would like me to reference this. So that's a good one.
Well, this is a little shameless plug. Brody's got a fantastic This Month in Marvel. If you haven't been checking out This Month in Marvel, is a great series going on. I'm a little impartial to this new episode coming out because yours truly is making a cameo. But let's get back to Daredevil.
It's a little delayed.
It's
but we'll
okay.
get
It's
there.
okay.
Holidays.
Brody,
holidays.
and I'll refresh Wyatt. Wyatt, I want you to have a 6th category for Daredevil. Moving forward, every project from now on, Wyatt will be relating every movie on how he enjoyed it, comparing it to a local pizzeria in Lodi, California. Visit Lodi, visit Loca. Don't come after me. This is a completely unbased
Yeah,
opinion.
what? I didn't know we were doing this. They're gonna
No, I
find
know.
us now.
It was discussed.
I did this
It
whole
was
green
discussed,
screen for nothing.
8 minutes and 32 seconds ago, we discussed it.
Right.
So, Wyatt, I want you to tell me from an enjoyment scale, you pick one local pizzeria in Lodi, California that you would compare Daredevil 2003 with Ben Affleck to, and why?
I gave it the rating of Tony's Pizza. It may not be the most freshest of ingredients or the most best of food, but there's just something about it that you can't help but love.
It's
And
the arcade and the
afterwards,
environment. The style.
Yes, it's the environment, it's the atmosphere, the lighting. It might even hurt your
The
stomach
salad bar.
afterwards because sometimes that does that. It's the
Well,
salad bar
Wyatt,
on the side to go with your
now
pizza.
that you're
This
saying
movie's
it,
the salad bar.
your comparison could not have been more accurate. Think about Tony's Pizza.
I
There are
know.
no windows. You know who else doesn't have
No
windows?
window.
Eyes? Daredevil.
Yep.
He has eyes. They just don't work.
You can't use them. Tony's Pizza's
They're
got
very
windows.
blue.
Can't use them. Can't use them.
Can't use them. They're blacked out
But-
like his eyeballs.
Exactly.
That's right.
Exactly. I'm really excited about this scoring system for Wyatt moving forward. Really excited to hear what he's got about to say for Elektra. And more importantly, Secret Invasion. Is there a pizza place in Lodi that even compares? I don't know. So let's talk about Daredevil. We'll go into it. Spoiler heavy. Super spoiler heavy. I'll give the first spoiler. Daredevil is blind.
Kind of shocked me. You know what I mean? Like going into this, I thought he's got lenses, so he's protecting his eyes. You know what I mean? I'm like, he's protecting something there. Turns out he didn't even need that. He just liked the looks of him. Oakley sponsored him or something. I don't know. Shocked me.
What about you? Anything that caught your attention? Why? Like, what is one scene besides the amazing montage I played? What is one scene that you're like, this is a lot better than I thought it was going to be?
Oh man. Oof. I don't know of any scenes. If I really were to think about the scenes, they're all kind of terrible in some aspect. Like the ones that come straight to my head. I could talk for like 10 minutes about the bad ones, but I'm trying to think of the good ones.
Sweet. You guys are watching different movies than me. I swear I'm on like some
No, I enjoyed it.
foreign Disney
But you
Plus.
cannot deny there were some scenes. Oh, the scene of Colin Farrell shooting that almond into that grandma's mouth and killing her just because she was talking too much. I thought that was pretty funny.
Dude, literally every time Bullseye does anything in this movie, Colin Farrell like does it, and then he'll look at the person, and then he'll like go like for some reason he
He's
like
so-
does that at the end.
He's
You know what
so
I'm talking about?
twitchy. Yeah, he's so twitchy
Yeah.
in every scene he's in. He can't stop moving his face and like
I see what
He was doing a
he's
little
going
much.
for. I see
He
what
was
he's
doing too
going
much, though.
for. But it
For
was
the
just
first
funny every
time,
time like
I think in
there's a
history,
point
I'll
there
say
and
the
he goes-
sentence. I think the worst part of this movie was Colin Farrell, which sounds crazy to say
Yeah.
coming out of my mouth because that
I had to
guy,
mark 10
that guy
points for that.
rocks. But
Yeah.
there's just like the first scene in the bar where he shows up, he's doing too much. The Irish accent he's putting on
Yep.
is doing too much. The
Right.
twitchy face is doing too much.
Cut to Wyatt showing Colin Farrell the score for this movie that he gave it, and he's like, "What are you showing me?" And it's like the Batman. we'll edit
What
that
are you showing me? Get that out of here.
What are you showing me? And you're like showing your score.
Oh, I really like
be good.
the scene at the restaurant and the Bodega coffee shop where he asks for the honey, he gives him the mustard, and then he switches it. I thought that was pretty funny. And Jon Favreau does a spit take as he's
Yeah,
risen up Jennifer Gardner. That was a good one. That was a really good one.
it's so funny because at first I was like, that doesn't make sense. Like he would sense that that's happening. Like you guys smell, you got like everything going on there, him putting it on the table and stuff, and then they just played it right. And Jon Favreau is just a funny character in this movie, dude. Like they didn't push it too far, which I kind of like. He's just a
Their
funny like side man, dude.
friendship relationship worked really well for not having not to compare it to the Daredevil show too often. The Daredevil show gives you a whole like season and flashbacks and all this stuff to really build up that foggy and mad relationship. The movie doesn't get that chance at all because it's an hour 45 movie, but the dialogue for them is actually very, I would say, I don't know if well written is the right word, but it feels very sort of like natural, and they seem to bounce off each other very, very well. The friendship is very evident from the start, which I actually enjoyed a lot. Every time they were in the scene together, I thought it was great.
Agreed. And I don't know how much
So
of
we're
the
gonna talk about the
shows-
elephant in the room. Daredevil
Which
throwing
one?
a dude in front of a train, just killing a guy. Caught me so off guard
Hey,
because Daredevil very
Time out.
strict, no kill.
We never saw him die. They just cut.
You
the
do
scene.
see him die.
you know who
No,
didn't see
you
him die?
see-
Daredevil.
You see, he true. He throws him in front of the train, and then the next scene is like the investigators of the cops putting the cloth over his corpse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joey Pants, dude.
Oh my god!
Somebody else.
And then the throwing the cigarette and the double D lighting on fire. That was awesome.
And it's in the same shot. Dude, it was like a Spielberg shot. Like they're
Yes.
close to camera. He flicks it off screen
That
and
was
they don't
so
cut.
cool.
But they just show and then they cut back and they're looking at each other. It was so sick. But thematically, that dude has to die. Even if you're arguing that he didn't die, he has to die. That's the whole plot of the movie. Is the whole, like, I'm not a bad guy thing. Or the bad guy. But yeah.
I enjoy
The scene that...
the no training. Like, I enjoy he's kind of already Daredevil when we get going in the movie.
Because the boxer side. Yeah.
Yeah, it would be cool
know,
to
but-
sort of see the sort of like the traditional black suit, but like the rookie Daredevil suit that we see a lot of. But I think it was kind of interesting to not have to watch that whole learn to be a superhero. All that. So she's just already kind of in it.
Mm-hmm.
It is a little surprising though that this being the first Daredevil project, I believe. I don't think there's any predecessors to this. That there's no like training scene.
Well, there is, but it's just...
Well,
He picks it up from just boxing. Like,
I
which
think-
I think
I also
strengthens
think
the
like
connection with his
comic-
dad more.
Accurate
mhm.
training montage. You know, that's a little bit more realistic. Something we've seen a lot in these 2000s Marvel's project. We just saw with Blade. Like, they're not really superheroes just yet. You know, they just happen to be like quirky guys that love the LARP. You know, and also are like fighting crime. Don't mean to call it any
I
LARPers out
liked
there.
the oil spill, not the oil spill. Sorry, like the toxic waste giving him more than just heightened senses. Like that's why he is so much more agile and like able to do all these flips and jump from building to building. You know, especially the Netflix show didn't really talk about that because it kind of strays it away from, I guess, realism. But that is a traditional like Daredevil comic thing, which is why he's able to swing from building to building with these batons like Spider-Man. Is because he does have an increased sense of like agility, sort of Spider-Man-esque because of that mutated toxins.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This movie very obviously came out after The Matrix with all the green scaling, coloring, and the slow motion. Thought it was fire.
Right. Even Jennifer Garner's eyes are turning green. They're like glowing green all the time. That's happening a lot. The scene that I thought was most out of place in the movie was when she's first introduced and they like fight on like the children's playground. Like it was just like, I don't know if it's the
100%.
pacing
I
or
don't even know how to
something.
describe that.
That was the scene where I was like, first she's like hating him and they're just like playfully fighting. I was like, that's kind of goofy, but I didn't like hate it.
I liked
Like there's bad scenes in the
I
movie
liked
and there's
the-
like
the-
kind of out of place scenes.
the very start of it was somewhat interesting. I liked the sort of like when he throws the cane up and then it goes to the wide shot and then he catches it and it was very, very stylistically like an arcade fighting game. That was a cool shot.
Yeah.
I actually kind of like that.
That's
And then once
fun.
the actual fight started going, it was just so slow and the choreographed so poorly and so, I guess, like, I don't want to use the word corny, but like so out of place for a dark movie where he's like throwing people in front of trains and this brooding guy. He's like doing these really slow motion backflips and they're like fighting on the seesaw. I thought it was I was just really felt out of place.
Yeah. I thought they were going to jump onto the seesaw and launch one of them up in the air like Princess Bride. I was waiting for that to happen.
Well, they do. They just
Dude,
do a backflip
speaking
on the
of the-
ground afterwards.
That is true. But speaking of like the opening of the movie, I thought we were getting another Daredevil Ninja Turtles reference. Because the opening like shot, there's like a rat like running up to a sewer. And I was like, okay, we're setting up Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This is the 2000s. Let's get into it. Never happened. There's no reference at all. The rat just turns and goes off screen. And it's a CGI rat too. I would have thought they're going full Mutant Ninja Turtles. That was just a callback for our old listeners.
Well, Teenage Mutant
I was going to bring that fact
Teenage-
up later.
Ninja Turtles used to be under the Disney umbrella, if you guys didn't know. They used to have their
Yeah.
own parade.
Really?
Really?
Do you know where?
Disneyland
What year
Hong Kong.
are we talking?
2005.
Tokyo Disney.
Hollywood Studios?
Epcot World Showcase.
Oh, I feel bad.
That's terrible.
And you know what? You know what was right before it?
What?
The Daredevil parade?
Barbie.
Really?
Oh. Next guest.
And they owned those, or they just partnered with them?
I think it was more of a licensing thing. Kind of odd.
On
though.
this episode of E-Ticket Talk.
We'll bring it back one day. One day we'll bring it back.
Someday. But yeah, this movie's just a very, like, classic movie, dude. That's why, like, I can't really dock points. This feels like the Fantastic Four movies.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is, like, a well-constructed, fun, and it kind of takes every aspect that we've seen in the show, and if you want to watch the entire show in, like, an hour and a half, and cut out Stick, which Ethan doesn't like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's this movie. Because, like I said, Bullseye is the only thing that I think is, like, kind of goofy, but that's
Uh-huh.
okay, because you still get the Kingpin fight at the end. You know what I mean? So it's not even a problem that's like, because he's a side character, you know what I mean? So it doesn't even matter that that's not the best part of the movie. But I still think structure-wise and stuff, it's very fun. Like, this is a classic movie, dude. It's got a freaky scene and then it pans to a fire. Like, that's as classic movie as you can get. This is a movie.
Yeah.
It's just the way it is. And the soundtrack's fun, dude.
Soundtrack's very fun. Very fun. I in our
I enjoy
Multiverse
the soundtrack.
Shenanigans series, which is we're reaching the end of part 1 of our Multiverse Shenanigans. This probably is the highest sound and score I gave it. I gave it 3.5.
That's higher than I gave the sound score.
Most of these movies have had pretty
And I'm normally
lackluster
pretty critical of
scores.
sound and score, but
Yeah,
I think
but
they
that
did
one
well,
scene,
though.
dude.
I think they did well.
Oh, that one song. Well, I guess it's just part of that song. What if the song was playing at the funeral with Jennifer Garner? I thought that song was really matching the vibe of the movie. That was good.
Are you guys ready for a open-ended question?
Sure.
Sure.
So we've seen this with a lot of our Sony projects we watched. We've seen this with other 2000s projects. Blade kind of became a culprit of this. Does this movie have a too many villains problem? And why?
No. I honestly don't think so.
No.
Because, like I said, I don't know. Like, Bullseye is there, but they never trick you into being like, that's the main villain. Because by the time you have that first attack, it's after you're introduced to Kingpin at the party. You know what I mean? Like, as a introduction to Matt Murdock, and they already have their little conflict of interests of nobody in this business is innocent or whatever, right? So, like, it's not even a problem because they already introduced your actual conflict. I think if the Bullseye scene would have happened before that, then that may have been a problem. But I think by the time you get to the final fight, it's just good. If the Bullseye fight was too good, it would feel like, why are we still doing the Kingpin fight? But instead, it's the Bullseye stuff ties off the Elektra conflict and stuff. And then you're able to go do the Kingpin fight without that being an issue. So I don't think there's a too many villains problem. And because they're all Daredevil villains. It's not, let's throw someone that doesn't belong here in because
Yeah, but I think
studio.
the reason I brought that up was because of, like, the Sony. You know, Spider-Man,
Yeah.
the Amazing Spider-Man, Spider-Man 3, like, those were all Spider-Man villains. Just because they're related to the character doesn't mean that it's okay to bombard.
Yeah, totally. But we only really have 2 in this movie.
Yeah. Okay. All right. That's good to know. Good to know.
Unless you count, like, this side, like, robberies and stuff.
What other thoughts you guys have for this movie?
Let the devil out. I have that written down. I was going to yell it, but not really there to do that. Just going to make note of that for Rivals fans.
That's a good reference.
I don't know. I didn't take too many notes.
I'm almost back
But,
in
like-
Platt and playing a lot.
Like, I think the cast is just so good. Oh, yeah? There you go. I've been back on that Human Torch grind
Yeah.
since we were watching Fantastic Four. But yeah, no. The cast is just really fun.
Whenever I
Like
play
I said, Colin
support, I
Farrell's
just
the only
sounds
one
better.
where it's like, I don't know if that would have been that way. Yeah. But, like, it's not that he's a bad casting. It's just you're playing like I see why he did the approach he did. It just doesn't work. You know what I mean? Like, it could have worked, but with how the rest of the movie is, it feels very, very out of place. But other than that, I think everybody else in the cast
He
is great.
can't have a
Was
car
that lady
bullseye
at
into his head
when
and
they
just
get
be
the
like
invitation to dance?
really chalant.
That is true. And then whatever, when he hits the shot and he goes like, he like points to it and points to something else and he's like, Bullseye or something. Like, you remember when he did that after killing Elektra's dad or whatever? He pointed at the Bullseye and then he left. But yeah, like, but was that girl that was like, oh, you can take someone else to the party and brought that up? Was she Karen? The blonde lady that worked with him?
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
I didn't know if we got a name drop.
To be honest, Karen to
either.
me, like, there's no way in my head that she's actually a comic book accurate character, but I'm pretty sure she is.
Oh, is she an original character for the
I
show?
don't know. Let me look that up for you.
She is. No, she's from the. I'm pretty sure she's from the comics.
She is. She is.
In this movie, she's.
I thought
Or is
Ben
she a comic
Urich
character?
being like a
Comic character. Let me
less
see
of a
if she-
journalist and more of a private investigator was a cool little take.
It is her. Yeah. It is her, though. That's what it says here. So. That was cool.
Oh, yeah.
Would love to get more of her, but I feel like if you would have introduced her too much. What I didn't get is I thought that.
Ellen Pompeo? What? Believe she's a Disney legend.
Really?
Let me verify that.
Oh. Grey's Anatomy, catch me if you can. I gotcha.
Yeah, she is a Disney legend.
Hold on. You got to give me a second here. She's
You
in
know,
Eternal
anybody
Sunshine.
can be a Disney legend these days. After all your hard work, Birdie, you could be a Disney legend at the end of this.
It's possible. Oh, that's why I don't remember her from Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. She's just a voice in the final movie, and all her scenes got cut. That's right. I didn't know that was her that did that. That's an amazing movie. But anyway, I feel like I thought she was going to show up to the party because Matt wakes up after being with Elektra, and there's the invitation to go to the party. So I thought she was giving him another invitation. You know what I mean? So I thought he was becoming her plus one. So I was like, what's his name? I thought Foggy Nelson was going to show up with her, with Karen.
Mm-hmm.
Just as like, oh, Matt didn't show up or whatever, you want to go. So I thought we were going to get a little more of her, but it's fine that we didn't, just because it would have probably taken away from the Foggy stuff.
Yeah. You guys got any other thoughts?
Suit's not
really
bad.
describing.
I think the suit's been improved upon a lot, but I didn't
It's
hate the collar look and all that stuff.
It's too rigid for me.
Yeah.
Like, the chest plate is like
Elaborate.
Gotcha.
too hard.
But it's got the logo, though.
Too hard. Yeah, that's my elaboration. It's too hard.
It's got the logo, though. And the
does have
opening,
the
I will
logo.
say, the opening just having the logo of the D on the D, like when that flashed on the screen as an opening logo, I was like questioning everything. I was like, why is Daredevil not getting a full theater release movie right now? Because just seeing that logo as the intro was so sick. That was really cool. And opening in the movie, the narration, sometimes narration is very bad in movies. The opening, I thought the narration was very good. I thought it gave a lot of connection from his past to the character, because we hadn't even seen him fully other than him being hurt in the beginning. Something else. At first I was like, I don't know what the low voice he's doing here is. I was like, is he just going for a Batman voice all the way? But I think it fits the character well. And I think he does great in this movie. Like, this is young Ben Affleck. This is, I mean, almost, I wouldn't say prime of his career, but kind of prime of his career. overall before he switched into like very different roles.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he was really good as Matt Murdock. And there's some things about just how he stands and stuff. I don't know if it's just because they're pulling from comics or because the TV show pulled from this movie to make it kind of that character and what people know. There's moments when I'm watching Ben Affleck, and I know it's Ben Affleck, but like it feels like Daredevil TV show, Matt Murdock. Like the way he's standing at the end when he's talking to him and not making eye contact. Just the way about how he was like walking around and stuff just felt so much like TV show Matt Murdock. And it was just, I don't know, there's just moments like that in the movie where it's like, I know this is a different actor, but they're playing it in such a similar kind of sense. I never thought I would believe Ben Affleck as his character because I'm being introduced to him after I know Ben Affleck like way too much. Where Daredevil, the TV show, that's kind of the first time I'm seeing him. So I'm able to just be like, that's Daredevil. But in this, I wasn't like, that's Ben Affleck. I was like, no, that's Matt Murdock. He falls into the role very well, I think.
I would agree.
I'm just yapping, guys.
He has a lot of fun one-liners, I think, too.
Agreed. I like when he catch the ball that Foggy threw at him because it was literally like you could rotoscope that and put that in the exact shot where he grabs the brick in the MCU. Like it was like exact when he catches it. It was sick. Dude, what about like the random flyover shots and like the Dutch angles? I kind of thought it was
like
cool.
I thought some of it was cool. It did seem very 2000s with like, I don't even think it's necessarily a knock on the movie. It's just when it was made, just how it's aged. The one thing I wanted to ask though was the blind vision. What were your guys' thoughts on that?
I literally just wrote that down so we could bring that up. I thought it was sick, dude. It looked like the radar in The Dark Knight. It was so sick. Especially when it rains and stuff. Like, it looks so sick to see that
I like the sort of more echolocation type of look.
Yeah, in like certain moments,
I really like the
it's
ending
really key.
trope
I kind of wish they showed it
like
more
the
because there's
journalist
some moments
who
where
knows
it like time
the
jumps.
identity of the character. Like when Urich has like the thing typed out and then he like types the whole thing out and deletes the entire thing. I do like when movies do that sort of like trope when it comes to revealing secret identities.
Yeah. No, that was super fun. He's all standing up there. But I don't know, man. I just thought it visually looked super cool. That was another thing where, like, again, they had everything, like, all the key moments from the TV show that I can think of are in this and are really good. Like, the flashbacks with his dad and stuff, I think are probably not as in-depth as the show because of the runtime, but they're still very good. You still buy the connection. The kid that plays young Matt Murdock is amazing. You know what I mean? And,
I mean,
like,
I
the
would
rain
even say, like,
is a 16.
ratio-wise, they did give a lot of time with his dad. Compared to the TV show, like,
yeah,
they do show a lot. Do you guys think that if this was your first Daredevil project you have ever seen, would you feel like it's a good introduction into Matt Murdock, into Daredevil?
fully.
I would agree, actually. And what's surprising to me is that it took so long for the next Daredevil project to come out. I mean, you look, this movie came out in 2003.
That's what I think.
And then Daredevil season 1 with Charlie Cox came out in what, 2016?
Probably, yeah.
I mean, that's a solid 13 years.
I think a little before that.
in between.
Same
I don't know.
Hmm.
It just seems like a long
Yeah, it
time
is
between
kinda
Marvel
crazy.
projects. I actually curious. I don't remember who produced this movie.
Produced? I don't
It
know.
wasn't Marvel. It wasn't Marvel Entertainment.
Was it the same thing that Blade was under and all that? Like their darker movies thing?
Oh, it technically was Regency Enterprises.
Let me look.
Why does this look familiar?
Sounds like a company that Kingpin would own.
So in 2000, let's see.
Is this one of the first instances of a post-credit
Does not
scene?
look like.
Yeah, and it's like exactly what we got in the Daredevil show. That was crazy to me.
I know.
I'm gonna be honest. I think I missed it.
Yeah,
It
literally
might
all
be.
it was. Let me act it out for you.
And Bullseye's
Okay.
in the hospital.
Close up
into
on the
fly.
eyes, bandages
Okay.
all over. He's laying here, right? You hear a fly buzzing around. Then boom, needle goes straight through the fly. It's all twitching and stuff. And I'm like, CGI
You know what?
fly or did they kill a fly?
I
then he's like,
remember watching this.
Bullseye.
First watch this movie. Yeah, I do remember that. I just didn't watch it
Thought
this
the
last
same
time.
thing.
To be honest, a lot of these projects, we haven't seen a lot of end credit scenes lately, so I just kind of forgot.
Dude, you know this movie like made me feel? Like I just wish the MCU, as perfect as the timing was for the MCU, I wish it was like a few years in between where it was like we got like a crossover movie with all these random movies.
Could you imagine?
Like I don't know what it would have been.
Long time Matt Murdock. Like he gets his own Netflix show.
Well, like they had very unique tones, but I feel like all these movies would blend in some way, which I think is what like the Russo brothers are like trying to pitch right now. But like I feel like they could have done something there. Like I could see this being with the Fantastic Four that we just watched, not the one that we just watched, but the one before that.
Well, if you remember, we've talked about this a long, long time ago. When Iron Man first came out, originally the grouping they were going to use was Blade, the X-Men movies, and Tobey's Spider-Man and Iron Man. So if you group all those together, it very much does fit together.
Yeah, totally. The very not like a dark tone, but like very unique with their tone. I feel like they are pretty similar.
Yeah.
Like the shots of young Matt like feel like the shots that we got in some of these other projects and the Fox projects and stuff.
Yeah. Well, you have anything else before we wrap up this episode?
I am shocked and I need to look into how this movie didn't get a sequel, but Ghost Rider did. And Blade got 3 movies, is it?
Yes.
Because I would trade at least 2 of those movies to have 2 more Daredevil movies with Ben Affleck.
You would have seen? Or you would have preferred?
I would have, yeah. I feel like this movie was more self-constructed in itself. Like, it was simpler than some of that stuff, maybe. But I've seen Ghost Rider 1 and 2, and as fun as Nicolas Cage is, I would have at least cut the second movie to have a second.
But here's
Daredevil.
the thing. There's so many Marvel projects that come out around this time period where they have the second and the third movie, and like, we could have done without it, you know? So maybe that's why
True.
like we feel this way about this Daredevil project, because if we would have watched Daredevil, the Guardian of Hell's Kitchen, you know, that's the second movie.
Yeah, and kept going.
Daredevil, Born Again, you know.
Yeah. But like, I guess you are right in that sense. Like it does.
Well, I think they
like
gave us
I put this movie
Elektra
high
as
on
like a
rewatchability.
pseudo sequel.
I did too.
Like I said, you could rewatch it. That is
Really?
true.
We'll talk about that next episode.
Right. Okay.
Anything else before we wrap up this episode?
I don't know. Stay away from roses.
No.
Well, that is going to do it for this episode of the Sacred Rewatch. We hope you enjoyed diving all over the timeline with us. Catch us next week where we are talking about Elektra. New recap episodes are coming out every week leading up to Avengers Doomsday, wherever you are in the multiverse. Thanks for making the Sacred Rewatch part of your journey. For all time, always, everybody. See you next time.